Welcome to ECCSC Live. I'm your host, Tyrone Muhammad. Thank you for tuning in today. We have a special guest, Randy Ryder. How you doing, brother?
All right, how about yourself?
Randy Ryder, I've known him for some time now. He's one of the brothers who's been working hard on behalf of the formerly incarcerated. Randy is someone who carry a big stick, a big voice in this arena we call reentry, prison reform advocacy, and social, political accountability. And Randy, please introduce yourself and let the people know your organization, what you do, and how they might get in touch with you.
Well, my name is Randy Ryder, as previously stated. I have an organization called Keeping It Real Law Project, where I teach people from our community their constitutional rights and constitutional amendments that guarantee them those rights and how to effectively engage with law enforcement. I'm also the author of House Bill 5990, or what was called when I wrote it as a proposal, the pathway to citizenship. That's where we need to be going. All of the other remedies that they've created do not cover enough people. At some point, we have to determine what, when, and how individuals are supposed to, in order to be restored to their former position in society. We can't continue to marginalize and create a second-class citizenship for some people. It is to the detriment of society, and it's to the detriment of the individual and the families from once those people come. We had a whole generation of men taken from the community under the guise of the war on drugs. Now we are reaping the benefits or having our comeuppance when we took the leadership out of the home. You didn't have this mass chaos when you had certain individuals on the street. Now, we got a renegade society with no control, and nobody knows how to reach those individuals. We need to stop as well continuing to follow the same leadership. It has been ineffective to our community. They've prospered, but we haven't. Think about it. We have 1.8 million African Americans in the city of Chicago. And we have less than anyone in the city. We have 22 seats on the city council. Yet again, we have less than anybody else. How is that possible if those people are working in our best interest? It's not. They're working in their own self-interest.
I want to talk to you about this real quick. And I've always said we third-class citizens. And that's what it feels like. That's how we treat it. Not just while we're incarcerated. No matter how you perform, good behavior, complete your sentence, the reward doesn't fit the punishment. Or should I say the punishment doesn't reward those who endure, get back on track, attempt to amalgamate back in society with no resources. And I want to ask you about how you feel about that, because I've always made the statement, you have all the money in the world to keep us confined, but never enough money to allow us to become whole again, although my assertion is we never was whole to begin with. Go ahead.
Well, this was by design. The prison industrial complex does not survive on new criminals. It survives on recidivism.
Yeah.
The key factors in recidivism is lack of opportunity and lack of resources, as you stated. But the thing that I wrote, the proposal I wrote,
The House bill. Explain to them real quick what that represents so they can have a better understanding.
It's the House Bill 590 comes out of my Pathway to Citizenship proposal. But what they took out of it was the steps to regain your citizenship. I'm not asking anybody to jump through hoops. I'm asking you to do what you're supposed to do. But when you do what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to be rewarded. In the present system, it doesn't matter whether I've been out 2 months or 20 years. The only thing that matters is that I'm an ex-felon. Well, I got ex-felon behind my name.
That's right.
The fact that I've been an election judge, the fact that I've run 2 halfway houses, the fact that I've written legislation, have testified before the Restorative Justice Committee, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is ex-felon. What I've done is create a remedy for ex-felons to regain their citizenship, and it's behavior-based. Therefore, those individuals who want to continue in a life of crime, they have that option. But those who sincerely want to change, they ought to have the opportunity to change. And my 4 steps are very simple. Number 1, you must create your parole and probation. Complete your parole and probation and any associated board orders. Second, you must have a high school diploma or GED, or earn one. Third, you must be working, actively seeking work, or involved in a college or vocational program. And if you complete those steps and stay free of felony convictions for 1, 3, or 5, or 7 years, commensurate with the nature of your offense, then your record shall be forever sealed unless you reoffend.
Right.
Which will allow you to go into a place of business, school, or obtain a dwelling without hindrance of your background. Nobody can say they gave you anything, you earned it.
So my question is, when you look at us and the way we've become marginalized, just the mere fact that a person like yourself, just like what ECCSC motto is, we come home, we try to offer solutions to not just our community, but those returning home and those who have been victimized. I won't say that we also talk to the victims as well, but I'm saying those who have served their time and they're trying to get themselves back on their feet. We also encourage them to be a part of the solution. You represent a solution to the legislators, and this being election season, how might you convey to the future mayors of this city the importance of housing and allowing us to properly and reintegrate back into society?
Well, to be quite frank with you, on that level there, we should be supporting a person that's already done it and already doing it. I'm nonpartisan. However, like any other citizen, I vote my interests.
That's right.
LaShawn K. Ford has sponsored 90% of the ex-felon, ex-offender, returning citizen legislation, from banning the box, from the time when we were counted in the census in our home counties, that the resources that were meant to come to Chicago went to Menard with the Sheridan because we were kind of. He proposed a bill and passed a bill that we are now counted in our home county, where those resources. What's going on was real simple. They were resources and shipping the product. They took the resources. Social are out of money. Why? Because the money's in Menard. When I brought this to
about that, I was incarcerated. I was that the citizens of Chicago didn't understand how those counting our bodies, taking resources, and then once we return, finished our sentence, send us to Chicago with no resources.
Well, see, this is the thing. We have limited resources. We don't have nearly what we should have. We are also suffering from a void in leadership.
No doubt.
Because a lot of people want ex-felons to vote, but they've given them nothing to vote for.
That's right.
I suggested to some people who are in leadership to rally around this bill. That gives everybody want freedom. This is your freedom.
Right.
If you elect the right mayor, this right here can be implemented right here in the city of Chicago. We have a person who is receptive to doing that, and we supporting people who are aligned with the Republican Party. We're talking about asking to having another Daley in office. Are we out of our mind? The Daleys are responsible for the situation we're in right now. The redlining and all the discriminatory.
Redlining, Jim Crow, and
The
father,
right.
Prison, boom, son.
Right.
Now we say what?
Now we want the brother to be mayor. Are we out of our mind? We have got to be, for even considering, and any, and I use the term loosely, the African American individuals who are supporting returning to the old system have got to be out of their mind.
Well, isn't that how it's always? Isn't that always the case? Where you have gatekeepers, where you have if the elders never teach or pass on to the youth or their children how to best gain or receive for their interest, man, for their vote. Vote your interest.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, listen, we have right now,
Formerly incarcerated.
the formerly incarcerated have the opportunity to elect the next mayor. Think about it.
Because they're not seeking our vote. They're not seeking. They're
only
really
one
not seeking
person.
our vote.
They're not seeking our vote, but the thing is, the vote is going to be split 14 ways. If any group of people in mass vote for any candidate, they'll win.
They'll win.
It doesn't matter.
Probably without a runoff.
And they'll win it outright. There is no larger population in the city of Chicago than the ex-felons. Because there is no demographics in Chicago that don't have ex-felons. You take the Chinese, the blacks, the Latinos, the Jews, the Muslims, the Christians, everybody got ex-felons.
Yes, sir.
If you don't have ex-felons, if you are not an ex-felon or don't have ex-felons in your group, I bet you got family members.
That has or no ex-felons.
So, my thing is this. Until we restore our male population to production, where they can take care of their families. See, broken homes come from broken men. See, I'm not going to live in a house where my wife make all the money. Yeah, I'm not going to sit on the couch and play video games. I'm not cut from that cloth.
I don't know where they teach that at.
That's my point. We got to, first thing, teach our young men how to work, train them. Secondly, we need to teach them the code, the moral ethics necessary. See, that's what's been missing.
But see, and then that's what one of our motto is, and hopefully once we build out our new location, to mentor. You need a level of manhood training that's been missed. I'm talking about from 5 to 9, from 10 to 13, from 14 to 18, and 18 to 25. I'm talking about those those age groups have to be mentored, nurtured, and shown the right way to live, bro.
Listen, right now in Aurora, I'm also a member of a group called African American Men of Unity. It's a rites of passage program where we teach manhood training, leadership development, etc., etc. Because we know, and we have a core group. I've been doing this for like 10 years.
How long you been out now, and how much time did you serve real quick?
11 and a half years for a crime I didn't commit.
You've been out 11 and a half years?
I've been out almost 17.
17.
Almost 18, I'm sorry, because I came home in 2002.
11 and a half years you served for a crime you didn't commit. Real quick, we have a caller. Thank you for calling. Caller, come on in.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I got a question.
What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Gloria.
How you doing, Gloria? Thanks for calling.
You're welcome. I'm listening to the show, and it's an interesting show. But I got a question. How, and I agree with you about, a change is not going to happen until we, allow these men to come out and be these family men that they need to be and raise their children and be the head of the households in their homes. I agree with that, but I believe that society is set up so that the black man especially do not get that opportunity to come and be the head of the household. That's the reason why they're sticking them with these crimes, and they're giving them so much time till they know that they'll never, ever see the streets or never, ever be able to raise their children. And this is the reason why we have so many black young men out here bitter, angry, and they don't want to do nothing with their life because they already feel like they lost out already from the beginning because their fathers and whatnot are locked up and incarcerated, so they don't have nobody out here to teach them how to be men. So they end up learning from somebody that is in the same situation that they're in, on the streets, thugging out and whatnot, and then they end up in the same situation that their fathers are in, and this gives society exactly what they want. Our black men locked up behind bars, not being able to be fathers to their children, and it's taken away from us, and I would love to know what could happen to stop this. That's all I got to say.
Well,
thank you, Gloria, for your call.
Well, this is what House Bill 5990. Research it, look it up on, Google it. It was sponsored by LaShawn K. Ford, Punch 32. But what I'm saying is this. We have to have a means. See, we can't do anything about the flaws in the system. But we need to have a way to redeem our young men once they come home. See, we can't stop them from planting drugs, lying on stand, none of that. We can't stop them from doing none of that.
Guns.
Yeah, well, we can't stop them from doing none of that. But what we can do is we can give our young men an avenue to restore that hope. See, right now, like you said, there is a lack of hope. But there's a lack of hope because there's a lack of opportunity. Opportunity plus ability equals success. If you have opportunity but no ability, you might get the job, but you ain't gonna keep it. If you have ability but no opportunity, nobody will ever know how good you are because you never got a chance to show what you could do. You have to have both components in place. And we need to teach our children, especially our young males.
And I want to say this real quick to the sister. I want you to finish on it. But when you have, Sister Gloria, when you have men like us, working hard, striving, trying to be the best we can be, and trying to, after serving 21 years, 11 years, coming back to society and say, young brother, you don't want to do that. And not just tell him he don't want to do that, but show him why he don't want to do that and be an example for him to emulate. Not the bad behaviors, not the negative behavior, but the positive things that we try to put forth. And it's so unfortunate that guys like us don't receive the necessary support that we deserve.
I wanna reintegrate that. And as I was getting ready to say, see, once you provide, we need to just simplify this whole situation. We try to implement this House Bill 5990 so we give our young men the opportunity, or the opportunity to have an opportunity. Because see, they got to behave to get the opportunity, which is gonna make us all safer. You feel me? Now, we also have to provide them. We got to tell them what their job is. Your job is to get the qualifications. Let us worry about getting you the opportunity.
And we here to serve. So please be on the lookout. Go to www.eccsc.info if you want more information about our organization. Also, we have another caller coming through right now. Please, caller, come through. Say your name.
My name is Gloria.
It's Gloria. Oh,
yes.
Hey, Gloria again.
Listen, because I'm enjoying this show. Now, I got another question to ask you.
Okay.
Because it used to be a time where, our black men was not scared to approach our young black men and whatnot and try to guide them. Now it seems as if the older generation is scared to even approach the younger generation. So therefore, this younger generation go out here feeling like, don't nobody care anyway. And I mean, I hear you talking about the different things that you could do to help our young black men and whatnot. But how do you approach them? How do you reach them if they appear to be unreachable?
Like they reach anybody else. Look.
Okay.
Ain't no way in the world.
Well,
I'm gonna be scared of 14. I know
about them not approaching because there is fear.
I know.
And there's a level of apprehension. And I know that to be the case, sister, because I approach these young men myself, oftentimes by myself. So I understand what you mean. This has to be something that's specialized and something that's actually in a person's heart to do. If a lot of the men you looking to do it are just not those men to do it. But the men that are doing it, those are the men, once again, sister, that do not get the support, the resources to do what they need to do. Go on, finish, brother.
And can I say?
Let me say something to you real quick.
Okay.
Myself and Brother Muhammad, we come from a prison environment. Where most of the young people that you see out here that's doing all this stuff, that's where they come. And they gravitate to us because of how we treat them. It is not about pointing your finger. It's about showing care and love. See,
let's finish it on that. I mean, you can continue. Let's see what this next caller has to say. Caller?
Hello?
Yes?
This is Mary Reed, and I'm a constituent service rep at Congressman Davis. And, new law passed, all background can be sealed except sex offenders, DUI, harm to animals, or domestic violence. I have over 300 clients that I have worked to help get their records sealed. And background, I have murders, sex offenders. Randy, ain't that you? Randy, is that Randy?
Yes, ma'am.
Randy, you know me. I've been around here for a long time.
I just told you. I just told him. I said, that's Miss Reed.
You done gained some weight, so I didn't know.
Hey, Miss Reed, I've heard about you, my organization, and listen, I thank you for your service. Real quick, because I want to be in touch with you. Please give me you got a number. I'm gonna reach out to you, Ms. Reed, because I want to sit down and collaborate with you on some things. We have 1 minute. We have 1 minute left, but please go to www.eccsc.info And just reach out to us. We on Facebook. We are on the web. So please reach out to us. Leave me your info. But I get it from Randy. So
Okay, see y'all.
All right. So listen, people.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all for tuning in once again. And listen, that what he's saying is that resources has to follow our efforts.
That's
You
absolutely.
can work hard as we want to, but if the resources never follow, then listen, how can we serve the people? So vote your interest. Understand that. Get out to vote, but vote your interest. And also, when you see us out there, let's go. Help us out and support us. So take care until next week, people. Stay prayed up. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.